So, hello everybody. How have you guys been doing? I was going through things and cleaning up, and I realized I have not made a video of me talking while I've been playing in the dirt. Not in quite a while, anyways. And Hurricane Milton has given me a perfect excuse to start back up our little In the Dirt series. While I sit here making crappy videos of me potting things up and yakking away about them. Right? You guys love those videos, don't you? I swear they always get more than 2 views. Me watching it twice on different devices. But anyways, Hurricane Milton flattened every banana variety that I have. Every single one. I lost, dozens of bunches of fruit. Very few, except some of just the smallest stalks are actually still standing. Everything got flattened on the ground. All of my potted stuff was flooded, standing in water, blown over. It was just a mess everywhere. So I am going back through and potting up and repotting everything because the soil got washed out of them, and it's just, again, a giant mess. But it has to be done, and I figured I'll make these little videos for you guys. Try to keep them fairly short while I'm repotting things and give you some information if it happens to be about bananas or the pineapples that I'm potting up. I've got everything that needs to be potted. My sapodillas need new dirt, my canistel, the pineapples, the bananas, everything, guys. So we'll see how long we can keep this going. And I figured we'd start with something today. A really, really beautiful banana. A really good tasting banana. And one that's, for some reason, extremely rare. Though, to be fair, all bananas outside of Cavendish and Dwarf Namaw, which everybody seems to have now, bananas have gotten really hard to get a hold of the past few years. There was a time between 2014 going into the 2020 where you could get hold of so many insane varieties of bananas, and now it's just fallen off a cliff. They are so hard to find and so hard to get true to type 1s because everybody's selling you just whatever the heck they have thrown around, all these tissue culture crap that everybody just has no idea what it is, and they just resell it. And it's a real shame because bananas are so easy to grow. You can grow them in half the country, and the other half the country, if you got a greenhouse, you should be growing bananas anyways. But it is what it is. And I am potting these up right here. This is my standard potting mix that I make. It's got peat moss, a little bit of vermiculite in it, some pine bark, and some mulch, which mulch is everywhere these days from the hurricane. And it's got my pig compost, which I use my pigs to make good compost. They get leaves and weeds and food scraps and garden scraps and everything. They compost it, and I mix it in with the peat and everything. So it's my own little good mix here. Beautiful. This stuff will grow anything. It'll make a tire set fruit, okay? That's how good this stuff is. But that's what I use for my pots. You have to lighten it up with some peat moss and stuff and some pine bark. If not, it's too dense and it holds way too much moisture and doesn't drain. So, because it's pure organic material. That's all it is. So there's no sand or anything in my pig compost. So you gotta lighten that up if you make your own compost, guys. Remember that. You always gotta mix in some peat or something. But anyway, I'm potting up this beautiful Red Kru. Look at that. It is a stunning banana. Look at this sucker. That is a beautiful sucker, by the way. And we're getting later in the year, so the suckers are coming out nice and large. You've got a couple different kinds of suckers, guys, I've noticed. Summer, spring suckers, they don't put on huge corms like that. Once you start getting into the later part of the year, the days shorten up, most bananas will set big corms like that, which I've noticed a lot of them don't always do during the main growing season. So I think most bananas know when the days start getting short, they gotta start storing some energy. But look at the color on that, beautiful. And Red Kru also comes in green Kru, so you could just call it Kru banana. But this happens to be the red version of it. Stunning wine red stalks. And the fruit, they come out kind of green, but wherever the sun touches them, they get kissed with red and orange and yellow before they even ripen up. And they're just beautiful banana plants. Even if you didn't want to grow them for a fruit, the plants themselves are just stunningly colored and just gorgeous. Now the flavor on the fruit, it's got a real, this is a banana out of the southeastern islands there in the Pacific, out of Papua New Guinea and everything. And those bananas tend to be really good and really fast growing. You got Patupi out of there and the Kokopo and all those. And they tend to be short cycly kind of bananas. And the Kru for me fits in there. Some people have told me they disagree that it's a short cycle banana, which means that the fruit can easily ripen up within 60 days. Versus, say, something like your standard dwarf Cavendish or something, which can take 100, 120, 150 days to ripen a bunch of fruit. So you see the difference there. And I've had them ripen up fairly quick. Not as fast as some other ones, but about 60 days, Kru is pretty good to go. You get about 40-pound bunches on them when they're nice and happy. Gets a little larger, going up into 50, 60. Beautiful bananas though, nice. Like I said, stunning sunset colors. Flavor on there is super tropical. Just nice fruity background flavor. Of course you get the hints of banana, but then you get that nice low acidity kind of tropical flavor. To die for, guys. Really is. It's not a super large banana. Anywhere from 8 to about 10 feet tall, depending on how mature and how happy it is. And what else? Cold tolerance. Again, people argue with me on the cold tolerance on these, saying they're one that does not take the cold very well, but I've never had any trouble with Kru, and I've had this one for a few years now, more than a few years. I've fruited it several times, and they take the cold fairly well. Of course, they'll take damage if they freeze. All bananas pretty much will. It just depends on how fast they recover and how happy they are while they're freezing, freezing their bananas off. But Kru is a nice one and still extremely rare. Very few people have it these days. And the ones that do, you gotta be careful because there's these tissue cultured ones going around that have some red in them, or more likely green that you're being told will turn red, and they never do. That's a good one. All these tissue culture crap out there. Oh, I bought a red this and it's still green and 10 feet tall. What is it? Yeah. Oh, don't worry, it'll turn red. Yeah, no. But a lot of these tissue culture ones, they just throw names on them and sell them because people want these rare bananas. So you got to be really careful if you're wanting true to type bananas on who you're getting them from. If there is anybody out there selling tissue culture crap, I'm telling you now, just walk away from them. They ain't worth it. If they're reselling tissue culture bananas, they don't care about true to type bananas, so who knows what they're really selling you. You know what I mean? That's what it is. But this video has been long enough, and hopefully it's encouraged you to grow yourself a Red Kru banana. Beautiful bananas, tasty bananas, fast growing bananas. What more could you ask for, right? But try and keep these under 5 minutes for every one that I make. This one's a little longer, yakking away, but I'll keep it under 10 minutes for you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting everything I do. Love you guys. It means the world. Hopefully, if even just one of you gets something useful out of what I do in these videos, that makes it all worthwhile. Truly, truly, you are all appreciated. So thumbs up and ask questions. Ask away. I try to answer every comment, try to answer every email promptly. The days are crazy. It's always something that needs to be done. So forgive me if I miss you or don't get a hold of you, but thank you guys. Love you. Again, thumbs up if you're on YouTube or if you're watching this. And like, subscribe, and grow bananas, guys. I've got at least 60 more varieties sitting right 10 feet from me that are getting done and dug up and potted. So there will be plenty of videos for you guys. Love you. See you later. What are the colors on that?